to this week's episode of Old Fashioned Health. I'm your chef, Chef Jay. Today we're gonna make an old Mexican classic, tostadas. Today they're gonna be not your ordinary tostadas, they're gonna be healthy tostadas. We're gonna use whole wheat fried tortillas and also ground turkey. Typically, when this dish is made in the streets of Cancun or Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, they use pulled pork or either ground beef. So today we're gonna do a little spin on it and make it healthy our way. Let's get started. First, we're gonna take some garlic. We're gonna knock some of these cloves off. Just use the back of the knife. Smash it. All right. A couple of these cloves. Let's discard this over here. Get some of these out of the way. We're just gonna mince up a few cloves. Just a few cloves for our meat sauce and also for our refried beans. Add a little bit of flavor to it. And we're just gonna zoom through this. And again, the chunks are fine. It's okay. I know a lot of times people like to use ground powdered garlic or either granulated garlic. If you don't have fresh garlic, that's fine as well. You don't have to use fresh if you don't have fresh at the moment. Slide this over. Next, we're gonna dice up some yellow onion. Yellow onion is gonna go in two applications. One, for our refried beans to enhance some flavor, and two, for our ground turkey to also add some flavor. So just do a quick dice, cut this in half. This piece over here. So when dicing an onion, a lot of chefs and teachers will teach you to go this way, 1, 2, 3, and then come back this way. I like a technique where you actually follow the contour of the different hues in the onion to get my dice to exactly what I need. So I just follow it all the way through. Alright, and then from here, it's just easy dice. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is clean and dice up our serrano pepper. Serrano peppers add a lot of flavor, but they're not really hot. We're gonna cut this pepper, tip off, and then cut it in half. And here on the inside is where the heat is. We're gonna take that out because we want just the flavor, not so much all of the heat. Just take out the little membrane. Now, after you cut the serrano pepper, don't stick your fingers in your face because it's not gonna be a good day. You're gonna be crying, it's gonna burn. It's all the pectin. We're just gonna cut these into some strips. And we're just gonna do a small dice. Again, all we're doing is adding flavor to the dish. We're not adding heat. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is add just a teaspoon of olive oil in our sauce pot with about a quarter of a cup of onions and just a teaspoon of our garlic. We're gonna season with a little bit of salt. And I also made up a spice mix of different Spanish flavors ahead of time to mix in just cumin, chili pepper, a little bit of paprika, and also some pepper. Alright, we can go ahead and begin to work this in. And what we're going to do is just saute this until, a little lightly, until the onions become translucent. So add just a tad bit more olive oil. It's a little dry. Alright. Now that this has become translucent, we're going to add in our refried beans. So I'm cooking all this under a medium-high heat. And all we want this to do is just come to a slight boil. Once you see the beans to begin to like puff, like almost like bricks, like turn it down, reduce the heat to a simmer, allow it to sit. All right. So now we're gonna get into our ground turkey. Another about a teaspoon of olive oil. We're gonna add in our quarter of a cup of onions. We're gonna add in our half a tablespoon of garlic. We're gonna season with a salt, a hint more, some fresh cracked black pepper, and also our serrano peppers. Lastly, don't forget is our spice mixture. It's a key ingredient there. We're just gonna allow this to saute just a little bit. This is smelling so great. All right, and what we're gonna do is add in our ground turkey. Okay. We're gonna re-season a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And when you're cooking, you want to season in layers. Every time you add something new to your pan, you have to season. And that's called building flavors. Our beans are slowly beginning to get ready. You hear them. They get all happy. Steaming how we need them to. Smelling fantastic. So you can almost see the bubble. It just breathed a little bit. There we go. And that's letting me know that it's ready. So we're gonna turn it down, turn off our heat. We're gonna re-season with a little bit more salt, a little bit more, a little bit pepper. Mix this in. All right. We'll give it a quick taste. That's perfect. All right. So now we have our ground turkey cooked up. Let's give it a quick taste. Wow. I just want to eat this. So we're gonna turn it off, let it rest. Grab our beans, let it rest. And come back over. What we're gonna do is get ready for our toppings on our tostada. All right. So first, what we're gonna do is julienne up our red onion, which is gonna go on top for a little bit of crispness. Do some nice thin julienne. Go. Move this. Then we have our Roma tomato, which we washed. We're gonna take the inside out. Just discard that. What we're gonna do, cut into nice julienne strips. And remove some of this. We're just gonna do a nice easy dice. And next, we're gonna crumble our cheese. This isn't your ordinary cheese. This is called queso fresco. This is a great cheese for crumbling, and this is what's traditionally used in Mexico to top tostadas. So, just take a small amount. We're gonna cut this about a quarter off. And this cheese crumbles very easily. If my son was here, he'd say, "Dad, can I have all that cheese? You're just addicted to cheese. So, see how this just easily crumbles? And it's light. It's not a heavy cheese. Very good. We have that done. We're gonna move on to our lettuce. Typically, shredded lettuce, iceberg lettuce, is on top of a tostada, and that's not what we're gonna do today. Again, we're making this a healthy tostada, so what we're gonna do is use fresh romaine, and all I'm gonna do is roll our romaine leaves up, so now it's nice and tight, and we're gonna do a nice tight julienne, almost like making shredded lettuce. That's how it is, nice and stringy, and it's gonna look lovely on top. Okay, next, we're gonna grab our beans and our meat, and we're gonna begin to build this wonderful dish. So now's the fun part, assembling the wonderful tostadas. So, have these fried whole wheat tortilla shells. And you can find these at your typical grocery store. What we're gonna do is start with the base. The base is a generous amount of refried beans. We're gonna coat the bottom evenly. And this is gonna also serve as glue. There's always a purpose why there's a base. And this one is for the refried beans to be like glue. So next, we're gonna add our ground turkey, which smells oh so great too. I want to eat the whole pan. And be generous. You know, if you're doing a little dinner party for your family or cooking for yourself, you know, don't be skimpy with the meat. Take some of our romaine, place it on top. Some shredded radish, you know, we can add. It's always good and a staple also in the culture for tacos and tostadas. Then we're gonna go ahead with some of our tomatoes. Oh man, look at this. Our red onions. And if you like, keep it a little spicy. A little bit of our pickled jalapenos. It's always another staple with pickled carrots. And who doesn't love cheese? Everybody loves cheese. One thing I like to finish it off with is a little bit of cilantro. Just fresh cilantro on top. Take a little bit here. And one thing that I cannot forget, fresh lime. Every meal that's Spanish or not requires just a little bit of fresh lime. Just right on top. A little bit here. There you have it. Healthy turkey tostadas. Go ahead.